She said, "I don't bring you around my friends because you don't fit my aesthetic, so I stopped trying." 2 weeks later, she showed up at my apartment crying, after her friends sent her my photo on a date with someone they all follow online. Hey viewers, just a quick thanks. Over 14% of you are already subscribed, and it means the world. If you're new here and enjoy these stories, join the family by hitting that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000. I 36M am typing this while Rachel 31F is blowing up my phone from the parking lot downstairs. She's been sitting in her car for an hour now after I wouldn't let her in. Wild how fast things change. 3 weeks ago Thursday night, I was at Rachel's apartment waiting for her to get ready for some gallery opening. Her friend Madison was hosting. We'd been together 8 months. Everything seemed decent enough. I'm wearing my best button-down and dark jeans, nothing fancy but clean and appropriate. Rachel comes out of her bedroom in this flowing designer dress, looks me up and down with this expression I'd never seen before, kind of disgusted. "Actually, Tyler," she says, "I think I'm gonna meet you there later instead." Me confused. "What? Why? I'm ready to go." Rachel sighs like I'm being difficult. "Look, I don't know how to say this nicely. You don't really fit my aesthetic. My friends are all very image conscious and you're just, you know." I stared at her. "I'm what exactly?" "You're a contractor, Tyler. You drive a pickup truck, you wear work boots. Madison's crowd is all influencers and creative types. It's nothing personal, but you'd look out of place." The words hit different than a slap would have. Clean, precise, surgical. My response was equally clean, understood. That was it. No argument, no pleading, no asking her to reconsider. Just acceptance of the information she'd provided about how she actually saw me. I grabbed my keys and left. Drove straight home to my house that I own outright, thanks to those work boots she mentioned. Spent the weekend thinking. Rachel had never hidden her social media obsession. The constant photos, the brand partnerships, the influencer friends. I'd helped with her content, even paid for most of our dinners at places she could post about. Apparently, I was good enough to fund the lifestyle, but not good enough to be seen living it. Monday morning, I made a decision. If I don't fit her aesthetic, then I won't try to anymore. No more paying for trendy restaurants where she could get content. No more being her unpaid photographer. No more funding her lifestyle while being treated like an embarrassment. I didn't break up with her. Didn't make a big speech, just stopped initiating contact, stopped offering to pay for things, stopped being available when she needed something. Tuesday, she texted asking if I wanted to grab dinner. I replied I was busy with work. Wednesday, she asked about weekend plans. Busy again. By Friday, she was calling. "Tyler, what's going on? You're being weird." Just focusing on work, Rachel, contractor stuff. She didn't like the tone but couldn't figure out why. We'd been together 8 months, but she'd never actually paid attention to who I was beyond what I could provide. Weekend came and went, no contact from me. Rachel posted stories from some rooftop bar with Madison and the aesthetic crowd, living her best life without the contractor dragging down her image. Perfect. Update 1, 2 weeks later. Thanks for the comments on the original post. Been an interesting couple weeks since I stopped trying to fit Rachel's aesthetic. So Rachel's confusion turned into irritation pretty quick. She's used to being the center of attention, especially mine. When I stopped orbiting around her social calendar, she noticed. Last Monday, she showed up at my house around 7 p.m. I was in my garage working on a kitchen island for a client, covered in sawdust, very off-brand for her aesthetic. "Tyler, we need to talk," she announced, staying in the doorway. "About what?" I kept working, didn't look up. "You're being distant. Are you mad about something?" "Nope, just busy with work, you understand." She shifted uncomfortably. "We haven't spent real time together in 2 weeks. I miss you." "You miss what exactly, Rachel?" Wrong question, apparently. She couldn't answer it. We both knew what she missed: the free dinners, the reliable ride to events, the guy who made her feel secure while she chased Instagram validation. "I miss us," she finally said, which meant nothing. "Well, if you want to grab coffee sometime, let me know. Fair warning though, I'll probably be wearing work clothes." She left frustrated. I went back to my project. That Friday, Madison was throwing another event. Some pop-up thing downtown. Rachel texted asking if I wanted to go. I declined, said I had other plans. My plans were drinks with my buddy Jake at a sports bar, wings, beer, game on TV. Jake's been telling me for months that Rachel was using me. Maybe he had a point. While we're watching the game, Jake gets a notification on his phone. He glances at it and grins. Dude, check this out. He shows me Instagram. It's Madison's story from her event. Rachel's front and center with some guy in an expensive suit. Perfect hair, designer everything. Looks like he's never worked with his hands. The caption says something about beautiful people. Jake's watching my reaction. You good? Yeah, I'm good. She found someone who fits. Honestly felt relieved. The pretending was over. But here's where it gets interesting. Sunday, I'm at the hardware store when I run into Sarah, a woman from high school. She's an interior designer now, recently divorced. We end up talking in the parking lot for a while. She mentions she's seen my work online. I post finished projects sometimes. She's impressed, asks about my process, my business. When I mention I own my shop and house outright, she nods approvingly instead of looking embarrassed. We exchange numbers. She seems genuinely interested in what I do instead of ashamed of it. Update 2. Things have gotten interesting since that last update. The contrast between Rachel and Sarah couldn't be clearer. Sarah and I started hanging out regularly. She came by the shop a few times, asked real questions about my work, took notes about potential projects. She wears practical clothes, doesn't mind getting dusty, actually wants to understand what I do. 3 weeks ago, we went to dinner at that same trendy place Rachel used to drag me to. The one where she'd spend more time photographing food than eating it. Sarah and I actually talked, laughed, enjoyed ourselves. I posted one photo. Just us at the table, both smiling. Nothing fancy, just genuine. Tagged the restaurant, captioned, good food, better company. That photo got way more engagement than usual. Sarah's friends commenting, people asking about my work, real connections happening. 2 days later, my phone started buzzing. First Madison. Hey Tyler, hope you're well. I've been thinking about some custom pieces for my place. Same Madison, who thought I was too blue-collar for her gallery 3 weeks earlier. Suddenly the contractor was worth talking to. I replied professionally but wasn't jumping at the chance. Thanks for thinking of me, Madison. I'm pretty booked but can add you to my list. Then Rachel started texting. Can we talk? I think there's been some confusion about things. Confusion, right? I confused her clear statement that I didn't fit her aesthetic. I didn't respond immediately. Wednesday she called, left a voicemail. Tyler, I saw your post with that girl. Look, maybe I wasn't clear about the gallery thing. I was stressed about work and said some things wrong. Can we please talk? Still couldn't own what she'd actually said. Thursday evening, I'm at Sarah's helping move some furniture when my doorbell camera alerts me. Rachel's on my porch with takeout from my favorite Thai place. Ex-girlfriend? Sarah asks, looking at my phone. Yeah, trying the food approach now. Sarah laughs. Classic move. You answering? Nope. Rachel waited about 10 minutes, then left the food and drove away. I got it later. Good pad thai shouldn't go to waste. Friday she escalated, showed up at my shop during the day while I was meeting with Mrs. Chen about a dining table. Tyler, we need to talk, she announced, completely ignoring my client. I'm with a customer right now, Rachel. I'm not leaving until we sort this out. Mrs. Chen looked uncomfortable. This was affecting my business. Rachel, you need to leave, now. Fine, but we're not done. After she left, Mrs. Chen looked concerned, but we finished our consultation. Professional damage contained, but the message was clear. Rachel was escalating. Saturday night, Sarah and I went to a wine bar. Nice place, relaxed atmosphere. We're having a great time when Sarah shows me her phone. Look at this, she says, laughing. It's a screenshot from Emma, Sarah's friend who knows Madison's crowd. Madison had posted asking if anyone knew the girl Tyler's dating now. Literal social media investigation. Sarah's amused. Your ex's friend is researching me online. That's wild. Welcome to the aesthetic police. Everything has to be cataloged and approved. We took another photo that night. Posted it with good wine, great company. Simple but honest. Sunday my phone was buzzing constantly. Rachel's number, then numbers I didn't recognize. I ignored them all. Final update, the breaking point. It's been 3 months since Rachel told me I didn't fit her aesthetic. Today, she finally got the conversation she'd been demanding, but not how she wanted it. Yesterday, Sarah forwarded me something from Emma. Turns out several people in Madison's circle know Sarah. Successful interior designer, owns her business, well-respected locally. Suddenly, I wasn't just the contractor anymore. I was the guy dating that talented designer Sarah. My phone started ringing again. Rachel's number repeatedly. This morning, she was sitting in my driveway when I got back from breakfast with Sarah, just waiting there like some kind of stalker. I parked and headed for my door, ignoring her completely. That's when she got out. "Tyler, please, just talk to me for 5 minutes." I stopped and turned around. She looked rough, hair messy, makeup smudged, wearing plain jeans instead of her usual carefully planned outfit. "What do you want, Rachel?" "I want to explain about that night. About what I said. I was completely wrong." "You were honest. Big difference." She stepped closer. "No, I was being awful and shallow. I was worried about impressing Madison's friends and I said something terrible. You're successful, you're talented, you built your own business. I was stupid. Interesting timing on recognizing my success." "What changed?" I asked. "I realized what I lost. Seeing you with that designer, seeing how happy you look. She appreciates what you do. I took that for granted." "You realized I was with someone your friends actually respect," I corrected. "If Sarah worked retail, would you be here?" Direct hit. Rachel's face went red. "That's not fair." "Isn't it? Madison was asking around about me the second she found out who Sarah was." Suddenly the contractor became interesting. Rachel was quiet. Then the waterworks started. "I miss you, Tyler. I miss what we had. It was real. What we had was you using me to fund a lifestyle you were embarrassed to include me in. I paid for dinners so you could post about restaurants. I helped with your content while being too blue-collar to appear in it. That's not how it was." "That's exactly how it was. You said I don't fit your aesthetic. You were right." "I was wrong." "No, Rachel. You were completely right. I don't fit your aesthetic. Your aesthetic is fake, shallow, and all about appearances. You're absolutely correct that I don't fit that." Full crying now. "Please don't throw this away. We can fix this." "There's nothing to fix. You need to find someone who values the same things you do. Someone who cares more about looking successful than being successful." "That's not me." "Tyler, please." "We're done, Rachel. Go home." I went inside and locked the door. Watched her sit in her car for another hour before finally leaving. 3 hours later, Sarah texted me. "Emma says Madison is posting about men who hold grudges and toxic masculinity. Thought you'd find that amusing." I did find it amusing. Somehow, me not accepting being treated like an embarrassment made me the toxic one. The story ends exactly where it should. Rachel's still hunting for someone who fits her image-obsessed world. Madison's still curating her life like a museum exhibit. The whole aesthetic crowd is probably analyzing this situation for content. Meanwhile, Sarah and I are planning a weekend trip to check out some furniture markets upstate. She wants to learn restoration techniques, and I want to spend time with someone who sees my work as something to be proud of instead of hidden. There was no elaborate revenge. Just refusing to accept being treated as less than I'm worth. Just walking away when someone showed me exactly how little they valued me. Rachel wanted someone who fit her aesthetic. She can keep looking. Because I stopped trying to squeeze into her shallow world and found someone who appreciates the real one I built. She said I don't fit her aesthetic. She was absolutely right. And that's the best compliment she ever gave me.